Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This week I wanted to talk about 3 little jobs and 2 bigger ones. One of the little jobs took 2 days to work in Bethesda and had hundreds of cookbooks and lots of pots and pans. Second-story books in Rockville came and took away most of the books. The woman homeowner of this high-rise apartment wasn't going to be doing any cooking in the nursing home where she now resides. The building required a $500 deposit to reserve the elevator for moving out. If we didn't scratch or break anything in the hallways or elevator, we'd get the deposit back. Luckily, New Mind Transfer, who came in to take things to auction, nor my helper or I scratched, dented, or broke anything. The next job was in Washington, D.C. You won't see all the things that went to the Little Sisters of the Poor per the will, or were sold and the money was given to the Little Sisters of the Poor, except for one little chair. This was a one-day job as the apartment was small. Another job in Washington, D.C. in 2012 took 2 days to complete in March. The house was very narrow and was hard to see from the street because of all the trees in the front yard. There was some art. One was an original Ansel Adams photograph. There was also a Bose radio and a black leather and metal chair. A job we did in Washington, D.C. had a lot of interesting art and oak furniture. A family member wanted most of the contents shipped to their house from this condo that was off Connecticut Avenue. During the assessment in October of 2011, I gave them the phone number of Certified Packaging, and they arranged for Certified to meet this family member. Certified packed up and shipped items to San Francisco. I believe the condo then went on the market, and when it sold, my helper and I worked for 3.5 hours one day in May of 2012, packing up things to go to charity and boxes that would go to auction. That was the end of Attic to Basement's part with the job. A week later, the family member met the auction pickup crew and handed over the keys to the condo to the realtor. The final house was unusual. The owner was single and had lost his security job in January of 2012 and died in the house in July. The lawyer had met Puriclean at the house on the same day as I did the assessment. It was near the Anacostia Freeway and Nanny Burroughs Avenue in D.C. There wasn't much value in the contents. We worked the first 2 days of October there. There was a lockbox on the front door, but we found the basement door was not shut tightly. I'm not sure how long it had been like that. Luckily, it was late September when I went to perform the assessment, so the weather was still mild. Try as hard as we could, my helper and I couldn't get the basement door to close. I believe we put something heavy in front of the door when we left work each day. It was quite a mess. I took photos of the door to show the lawyer in case anyone walked into the house when I wasn't there, to prove that I could not get the door to close securely. This was one of those jobs where I was very glad to have someone walk into the house with me each morning, in case someone had decided to stay overnight in the house by walking in that basement door. Thanks for watching. I hope you will subscribe to my channel and see you next time.